Imagine devoting your entire life to something, sacrificing your childhood, your happiness, your identity, only to wake up one day and realize that you hate it. Andre Agassi was at the top of the tennis world. 8 Grand Slam titles, an Olympic gold medal, and ranked #1 in the world. His aggressive style and charismatic presence made him loved by many. And to the world, he was the definition of success. But after 23 years on the court, Agassi made a confession that shocked the world: that he had hated tennis his entire life. In interviews, he described waking up every morning dreading the game he had mastered. Another day, another match, another step deeper into a life that he never wanted, because the very thing that made him famous had become his greatest burden. From the outside, Agassi had everything we associate with success, yet none of it brought him fulfillment. And if someone like him, at the top of his game, admired by millions, could feel this way, what does that say about our definition of accomplishment? But his story isn't just about one athlete's struggle. It's a reflection of a deeper issue. Growing up, his parents' affluence gave him access to the best coaches, the biggest stages, and a life most would envy. Most people think privilege means having everything you could ever want. But what if I told you that privilege doesn't shield people from suffering? In fact, for many, it amplifies it. The pressure to succeed, to be extraordinary, to live up to a family legacy can feel less like an opportunity and more like an obligation. The truth is, wealth and status don't buy self-worth. They don't buy purpose, and they certainly don't buy happiness. So today, I'll explore how privilege and mental health intersect, how success can lead to loneliness, and how we can reshape our approach to mental well-being. For many privileged students, success isn't encouraged, it's expected. A study published in the Journal of Adolescent Research found that high-achieving students from affluent backgrounds experience significantly higher rates of anxiety and depression compared to their peers. The reason? Intense pressure to perform. Maybe you felt it too. The weight of expectations, not just from your parents or at work, but from yourself. The belief that if you don't excel, if you don't outdo the person next to you, then you're falling behind. And for many, that pressure isn't just stressful, it's suffocating. The reality of this issue is that it comes with high expectations. When your family has already reached the top and you've been given all the tools you could ever need, you ask yourself, how could I not build something perfect with everything I've been given? This struggle isn't just something I've observed, it's something I've also felt. For years, I pushed myself to take on more, to excel in everything, believing that success meant being constantly involved and constantly achieving. During club week, I would rush from table to table, signing up for everything: speech and debate, student clubs, honor societies, thinking that maybe one of them would give me a sense of purpose. But I wasn't just joining, I was also leading. I ran for club officer positions, applied for summer programs at universities, and even sought out internships, hoping that maybe one of them would give me a sense of purpose. But no matter how many titles I earned or opportunities I secured, that feeling never came. I was constantly chasing, constantly proving, yet somehow always falling short in my own mind. It took years to realize that the definition of success I had built wasn't sustainable. And the more I chased recognition, the further I drifted from things that actually mattered. And I know I'm not the only one. Many people today, whether in academics, sports, or even their careers, fall into the same cycle of reaching more, achieving higher, yet feeling increasingly disconnected. Because when the illusion of having it all becomes everything, it becomes the only thing. Dr. Sunuya Luther, a psychologist specializing in youth mental health, found that affluent teens face increased risks of substance abuse and depression due to extreme expectations and a lack of genuine emotional connection. Why? Because privilege can create a sense of detachment. Students from high-pressure environments are trained to be self-reliant, to never show weakness. The result? A deep sense of loneliness, masked by outward success. And it's not just in extreme cases. It's in the small, everyday moments. It's when someone asks, "What's next?" instead of, "How are you?" It's when a good test score is expected and not celebrated. It's when achievement is met with, "You must be so happy," when in reality, you're exhausted. Success has become something we don't even pause to acknowledge anymore. It's just another item on a checklist. And when that happens, when achievements are treated as stepping stones rather than milestones, we start to believe that nothing is ever enough. The problem isn't that ambition is bad. It's that we've tied our self-worth to it. When success becomes the only measure of value, we stop seeing ourselves as people and start seeing ourselves as works in progress, defined not by who we are, but by what we produce. So, how do we address this? And it all starts by simply changing the conversation. Too often, people with privilege are told, "You have everything. What's there to complain about?" But this mindset dismisses real struggles and prevents meaningful discussion. But thankfully today, people continue to shine light on this issue. Dr. Jordan Peterson is a Canadian psychologist known for his work on self-improvement. He gained widespread fame for his book, 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos, which emphasizes taking responsibility of your own life, finding meaning, and overcoming personal struggles. He argues that without a deeper sense of purpose, even the most accomplished individuals can still feel lost. But awareness isn't the only path for change. We need action, and this all starts at home. Your friends and family are the real foundation to social transformation. Whether it's at school, work, or even at home, you must redefine success, not as perfection, but as a balance. And we as a society must stop equating privilege with immunity to pain. Because having every opportunity doesn't mean having every answer. In fact, the more that's handed to you, the less space there is for you to figure out who you truly are. So ask yourself, what are you chasing? Success that meets the world's expectations, or a life that actually fulfills you? I'm not asking you to stop trying hard, but rather redefine what you are trying for. Because before, I thought the true fulfillment came from checking off achievements, but now I see it as something deeper, a sense of purpose, a connection, a peace with who I am. So tonight, I want you to walk away with a new definition of accomplishment. Not one built on meeting expectations, but on living a life where meaning and happiness are never sacrificed in the name of success. Because if it costs you your well-being, your relationships, and your sense of self, then ask yourself, was it ever really success at all? Thank you.